Okay, we have one more asynchronous lesson. It's going to be called the Rule of 70, Economic Growth. And where this is important is the fact that the Rule of 70 helps us determine how fast compounding interest can help us. Okay, so the Economic Growth Rule of 70 assignment's right here. The Google slide for the bell ringer is right there. And the Economic Growth video is there. Again, a couple minutes. It basically tells you and walks you through on how the Rule of 70 works. So to give you a basic rundown on how the Rule of 70 works is this. If you have a 7% interest rate, okay, it will take 10 years for it to double. All right. So if I invest $100 and I get 7% interest rate on that $100, in 10 years, that $100 will be worth $200. Okay. And then in another 10 years at 7% interest rate, that $200 becomes worth $400. All right. So we use this in economics to kind of evaluate our investments. And one of the things that's important for our investments is understanding how we can retire, okay, and how compounding interest can actually help us retire. And basically, we're saved for big things like cars or colleges or technical schools or businesses we're trying to open. Okay. So first step, part one is your bell ringer. You'll use your Google slide then to assist you in that. Again, just some brainstorming, trying to guess, where these countries fit in as far as their GDP is concerned. Guess the trend in GDP over time. So you click here for open up the activity. You're just guessing. I don't believe there's anything you send to me. It may seem that way, but you just guess in that process. Some instructions on how to do all that. To answer those questions, shows that you did the work. Part two, 40 seconds, you answer those questions. Minute 9, minute 33, 2:58. Again, the video is not that long. After the video, answer these questions. Apologize for the glitchiness. You'll have to then click this link, countdown to 100K per capital, fill in the information associated with the link, answer these questions. Now we went to the top again. Okay. Rule 70 investing. All right, this is personal practice. You do not have to do all these, and you're not working in groups. You are simply doing questions 1 through 11. Okay. 11. So it's going to ask you something like, if you invest your money in a savings account that earns 1% a year, and you reinvest your earnings so that the interest compounds, how long will it take you for your savings to double? This is mental math. Okay. The Rule of 70 tells us it'll take us 70 years for it to double at 1% interest rate. Okay. Because 1 goes into 70 times. That's how many years it would take to double. All right. So, it would take a while for that situation. If you instead of putting your money in a savings account, you invest in an index fund that earns 10%, how quickly will your money double? 7 years. Okay. So this is why you'd take your money out of a savings account and put it into the stocks. Okay. So a lot of times the stocks, like an S&P 500, historically they've earned like 9.65% return over the history of the entire index. That's a 100-year index. All right, so you had money back in 1930s. That's 100 years of data showing you how much it can potentially grow. All right, so if we were in class, I'd be talking to you guys about Ben Graham, Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger. They are notorious for this kind of stuff. So we're stopping after question 11. All right, I don't need you guys to do all these questions here. Okay, I just want you guys to stop after question 11 to kind of get an idea of how we use this rule and how you can use it in other places. Exit ticket, there is none, and homework is optional. I would imagine no one's going to do it. Okay, so that is the assignment. You have Thursday, Friday, and it's due Monday. Understand you'll have something assigned small, the business cycle assignment on Monday, but both those assignments will then be due Monday. Okay, and then we'll get into chapter 13.